Are you ever scrolling through your socials and you see a really pretty makeup and you think, wow, that's really cute, but can I even wear that? Yeah, same. What if I told you there's a spring makeup trend that actually works for real life? It's minimalist, a little glam, super fresh, and most importantly, wearable for everyone. Also, it skips a major step in makeup that most people think that they need. Stick around to find out what this missing step is and why skipping it might be the best thing you do for your makeup routine this spring. Okay, I'm just gonna clip my hair back first since my hair is down. My skin is prepped so we can go directly into the makeup. If you have any questions about what I used, you can look in the description down below and everything will be listed. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I usually do my brows before I do any of my skincare. It's just kind of my little rule of thumb. However, because this is 5 steps to a minimalist glam, I wanted to show you the 5 steps to achieve that glam. And the first step is brows. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Brow Glue. This is one of my favorite products to use to groom my brows, to place my brows where I want them. Now, one of the keys to this look is a really fluffy brow. We want the brow to be fluffy, kind of effortless. I guess you really can't say that my brow looks effortless because my brows don't make this shape on their own, but there are plenty of people who have beautifully fluffy natural brows. So we're trying to emulate that in a sense. Press them up with my finger. And once they're dry, I'm going to fill them in just a little bit just to enhance the natural shape of what I already have, as opposed to what I normally do, which is a full fill in. You'll see what I mean. So my brows are now dry to the touch. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. This is in the shade Ash Brown. This is another channel favorite. And this combination of the brow pen and the brow glue are something I've been using for at least the last year, if not longer, and I just love it. It works for me, and I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I'm gonna give the pen a good shake, and I just want to enhance what I already have here. I'm not gonna try and make them thicker. I'm just gonna fill in a little bit. I have a mirror far away from me as well. I have this mirror close up because I can't see, but it's also good to check and even do a few while you're looking in the mirror far away, just so then you don't overdo it. Another thing I recommend is to take your finger and just press it over, and that diffuses the color a little bit, especially if you feel like there's a little bit too much color deposited on your face, if it looks a little bit too dark. Again, really lightly. This one has a completely different shape. Then taking my finger. Now we're moving on to skin. When thinking about this kind of look, because I want it to feel really effortless, really minimal, we definitely want the skin to be super light. Because I was thinking, well, I could do maybe a BB cream or a CC cream, but that's still a little too heavy in my opinion. I don't want to go full foundation. I want it to be really easy, and I want it to be something that you all already have. The first thing that came to mind was using concealer. We all pretty much have concealers, right? Now I'm going to be using 2 concealers. It's actually the Revlon 5-in-1 Color Stay. I've used these on my channel before and they've been in my makeup bag and I haven't used them in a while, and I thought that they would actually be quite perfect because they're self-setting and I'm not using any powder in this tutorial. The coverage on these is really great. They're self-setting, like I said. I have 2 of them because, as you can see, 15 is just a little too dark and 30 is actually pretty much my shade on my cheeks, but I definitely want a little bit of brightness in the middle of my face just to open it up. So we're going to use both of them. You don't need 2 of them. Truth be told, I was going to use the concealer I use every day, which I love and I stand by. But then I thought, you know what? This is a really great product and it's perfect for what we want to do. I'm going to work off the back of my hand like normal. That's the 15 right there. And then I'm going to take the 30. Honestly, if I had 25, that's what I would use. I would use 25. I can't find it anywhere. I can only find it online. And I have these 2, so why would I need to buy 25? Because I have these 2 and I can mix them and customize them for me. I'm gonna take this kitten paw brush from Real Techniques. As you can see, very much like a kitten paw. I'm actually gonna start mixing the 2 shades together. I'm just gonna take the brush. I always recommend to start in the areas where you need it the most. So for me, that's the middle of the face, the nose. This brush is feeling a little bit dry with the product on my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hydrating setting spray from Urban Decay, just shake it a few times and then mist the brush. Knock it off just to get the brush a little damp, and then go back into the product and lightly just feather, working it up the forehead and then feathering it out. Concealer does have more pigment than foundation does, so you have to be really careful, which is why I recommend to put it on the back of your hand and use a brush and work off the back of your hand. I say this in all my videos. Doesn't matter if you're just doing concealer, if you're just doing foundation, this really is the best way to control the product. So I'm feathering everything over the eyelids. And if you feel like you put just a little bit too much product down, take a clean brush. This is my IT Cosmetics foundation brush and tap it. By tapping it in, you're pushing the product into the skin and it's gonna make it look even more seamless. Back to the kitten paw, into our concealer, and I'm just feathering it along the cheekbones, but the perimeter of my face pretty much has no makeup on it. It's just sunscreen and skincare. And again, I'm using a really, really light touch, blending everything together. I also failed to mention that my dog scratched me on my face right here. I don't really want to put any makeup on it because it's still healing, but if you see that, that's what that is. She got a little excited the other day and she scratched my face. It happens, you know, the perks of being a dog mom. Continuing with skin, I want to do a little bit of sculpting and bronzing just to bring a little bit of dimension to the face. I have a new product that I've been using for the last couple of weeks that I really love. It's the Milani Cream Bronzer. Drugstore makeup has come such a long way, y'all. We are so spoiled now. There's so much available to us at the drugstore that is affordable and really good quality. Milani is one of those. I've been really impressed with this formula because it's super creamy and it blends into the skin really beautifully. I'm going to take the Smith 151 brush. I particularly love this brush because it just kind of hugs the cheekbone. I can place the product down, blend it out, and it looks great. I'm going to go directly into the product. If this was in my kit, I would scrape it out, put it on the back of my hand, and work off the back of my hand. But since this is my personal one, I'm just going to go directly into the product. I'm going to do something that some might argue is a waste of product, but it works for me. And do it if you want, don't do it if you want. I'm going to load up the brush, because I want the product to be evenly distributed all over the brush. I don't want there to be more on this side than there is on this side, because when I go to place it, there's going to be more product on one side than there is on the other side. So I have the brush loaded up, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tap it off in the back of my hand. But what this does, it works the product into the brush and it makes sure that everything is evenly distributed. So when you place the product onto your face, it's going where you want it to go. I like to just tap it like that. Don't panic. We're going to take our foundation brush and tap it out. And the idea behind this is to cover most of the cheekbone. I am doing a little bit of sculpting, but it's actually more bronzing in the sense that I want it to give the whole face warmth and dimension. Other side. And I'm going to go just down the nose a little bit, taking our brush. And whenever you're working with bronzer and contour, don't pull down when you're blending it out. Always work up. It's just going to lend to a more natural looking finish. I'm going to take whatever's left over on the brush on the top of my forehead. See, there's quite a bit. I'm going to blend it out. We're going to stop here with skin for now. We might go back to it. Stay tuned if we do. But until then, I'm going to put the star of our makeup on, which is our lip. I'm taking Patrick Ta's That's Why She's Late lip liner. I'm going to line my lips and fill them in with this. My friend Dina wore this on her wedding day, and I saw the pictures and I was like, what lip are you wearing? I am obsessed with it. And it was this. It's a square lip liner, so you can get really close to the edges, make them nice and sharp. I like to take my finger just to blend out any uneven areas. Sometimes that can happen when you use a lip liner as a lipstick to fill in your lips and get a little uneven in certain areas. But there's nothing like the longevity of a lip liner as your lipstick, because this will not budge. For our fifth and final step, I'm going to go back to the face. Now that I'm seeing the lip on the face, I want to add just a little bit of blush. I'm going in with the Tarte blush tape. This is in pink. Wait until you see this color. It is so gorgeous. I've been really obsessed with it and I've been wearing it a lot. Just take it on the back of my hand, grabbing the tapered cheek brush from Real Techniques, working it in. Just tap it all over. Don't be shy. Tap it all over the cheek. We want a flushed look for this. Almost like the cold girl makeup, but we're making it fresh in springtime. This is my magic eraser. I love having a brush like this handy, even if I'm using a sponge. Sometimes I'll use my sponge for the same reason, but you should always have something extra that's clean, whether it's a brush or a sponge, to help you blend your makeup in, to pick up any extra makeup you might have on the face. It really helps to elevate the makeup and blend everything together. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, well, those were the 5 steps. What about the eyes? You didn't do any eye makeup or any mascara or anything. That's the key to our glam today. That's what makes it glam, but keeps it really, really minimal. We're not doing anything on the eyes. I will add an extra step because we absolutely have to. So I guess you could call it 5.25 steps. I'm gonna curl my lashes because this will make all the difference. Now, I will say this, you can use a drugstore eyelash curler. I have yet to find one that I really like. Some of the best ones are made by Tweezerman. They're made by Surratt. They're made by Kevin Aquan. Those are the ones that I think do the best job as far as really getting into the lashes and giving you a really good curl. Invest in a good eyelash curler and it will last you forever. The only thing you will have to replace are these little silicone pads here, and you can get the refills online. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, you know how you can tell that it's a really good one? My left eye is always harder to curl than my right eye is. I'm not really sure why. See, look at that. Look at that curl. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think maybe I got it. I think maybe the brow bone is a little bit more prominent on this side. So here is our mascara-less makeup. You can, of course, do a little bit of eye makeup if you want to do a little bit of liner on the lash line to thicken the lash line and make it a little bit darker. I love this trend. I think it's really beautiful. It's all about balance. The eyes not being done doesn't really matter. In fact, the juxtaposition of everything else being elevated and the eyes being super minimal lends to this beautifully effortless makeup that I just love. Anyway, I could keep rambling on, but I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you want to keep watching, please click on my playlist right here. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe for more pro makeup content from me. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new tutorial.